but we never did anything official in French. I could hear bonjour, bonsoir, comment. So for my mind, I think I know French. So when they ask me, do you know? I say yes, I can try. So they send me Cameroon, go and do theology in French. When I went first semester, because we were staying in the community, my friends, bonjour, comment tu t'appelles? I thought yes, I was still responding. But when we enter class, first week, headache. Second week, headache because I'm not understanding anything teacher is dictating. He's cracking joke. I'm writing. I don't know that. Yeah, stop dictating it. And my friend will say, no, that one is talking. It's not part of it.
Now you're a priest. Looking back at your vocation, would you say you are satisfied with what you're doing?
Yes, I'm very, very satisfied. Being satisfied doesn't mean I have not encountered difficulties. I have not at some moment even been doubtful.
Okay.
But when I look at everything as a whole, I feel very satisfied.
Hello, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Vocation. Vocation, from its Latin origin, means to call or to summon. On this show, we talk about the vocations to the priesthood or religious life. Today with me in the studio is
Julius Richards.
Julius Banner Richards. Okay, this is just a form because my father is big, so don't look at him as if he just. Anyway, we're meeting Reverend Father Julius Banner Richards, and Father Julius, please tell us about yourself.
Okay, thank you for this invitation. Once again, I'm Julius Banner Richards. By the grace of God, I'm a Salesian of Don Bosco, and specifically a priest, Salesian priest. So I'm from Liberia, a country in West Africa, bordered by Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, and Guinea-Conakry. So there our major language is English, and I'm here now in Nigeria as a confrere, part of the province. I think that is it. I was born on December 31st, the last day of the year, in the early 90s, 91 to be precise.
Wow, great. Quite a young priest. Anyway, so one question I do ask, why is it that you Salesians, you don't put on the Roman collar or tassel? What's the whole deal behind that?
Well, it's not that we don't put, but then it's not a uniform that you must put it on. So where you feel when it's not really liturgical activity, to feel part of the young people with whom we are working, it's good to identify as one of them, because young people nowadays, most of the time, they feel free when you identify with them, when you
don't create a kind of barrier.
Yes, when they don't sense that barrier.
Yeah.
They
so
feel
the Roman collar,
to
some extent, can cause a barrier to people, to young people, from approaching you.
Yes, from my experience, I think so.
Yeah, the same thing. I mean, we share the same experience. Yeah, it's true. So that's a nice one. Julius, I can call you Julius, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
no,
great.
No problem.
Yeah, that's a nice one, giving us a kind of summary of where you're coming from, your country, and by the way, Liberia was never colonized, so he did not add that, but I'm adding it. One of the West African countries that was never colonized. Yeah, Julius. So, what's your experience here in Nigeria? Okay, talking about you're coming from Liberia. Now you're in Nigeria, and what is it like being in Nigeria?
Well, Nigeria for me is never a strange country, because right from the beginning of my formation, the first place I was sent to is Nigeria, in Ondo. So I can say this is where I began my journey from.
Oh, great.
And went to novitiate, came back for philosophy again, another 3.5 years like that here in Ibadan. So going and coming back
Always
As a-
going and coming back to
as a
Nigeria.
priest, for me, it's not strange. I have many friends, many young people that I've worked with before, many conferences that we studied together, we lived together. And so it's not a strange place for me.
Yeah,
it's,
great.
it's always a place that I feel at home.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I believe our viewers will be happy to hear that you feel at home here in Nigeria. So now, pertaining your vocation, can you tell us when you began to nurse this idea, this thing about becoming priest or becoming a religious, as the case may be?
Well, to pinpoint the particular moment is not easy. But I know that growing up, I was not really close to, I did not reason of becoming a priest. That one was very far from me. But then I have a neighbor that was in another school, not even a Catholic school. Me, I don't even know what he was in, but we were very close neighbor, but bigger than me, older than me, far. So I always, the day of his graduation of high school, and I just asked him a question. I said, now that you are graduating, what are you going to do later? And he said, I want to be a priest. I'm going to be a priest. Then I said, well, okay, you people go. By the time some of us will finish, we'll even become bishop and we'll be the one to ordain you. Like, joke like that. And well, this same guy, I did not know also he was with the Salesians. And he was there, he went for pre-novitiate, he came back, I think to novitiate, but later he left. But when he was already there at the aspirantate, when I finished school also, I showed him, he came and I said, now also that you have graduated, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know, I'm still thinking small. Then he said, do you want to still be that bishop so that you can ordain me?
Okay.
And I said, no. He said, no, you can give it a try. So he invited me to the Salesians and I went there. But okay, that was by the side. But then arriving there, I saw the witness of Salesians that were there.
The way they welcomed you.
The way they welcomed me. The simplicity of looking at an American. It was an American Salesian, very simple. And then a Nigerian also, Father Fidelis was there. And I told myself, I said, with this wonderful work these people are doing here, and I don't see any Liberian working with them. Maybe I should be that Liberian to come not knowing that there are other Liberians
even before.
So my intention was, okay, I can help these people since they left their country to come and work for my people. Also, I can join my force to them to work also.
So the thing was more of, the first push or the first intention, the reason was more for your country, for your people.
For sure, yeah.
Wow, that is beautiful. That's motivation is really, really beautiful for your people.
Yeah.
It resonates a lot to me. I really like it. Wonderful. So, how after that period? So what now happened? Your vocation story. What is the story? What happened from there?
Yeah, after then, I started going. The Salesians, they welcomed me. I used to go weekend because I was about finishing high school actually at that point. So I used to go for weekends.
To the Salesian house?
Yes, to the Salesian house. They give me the opportunity. Friday after school, I go Saturday, Sunday, I come back like that. So that is how it was. It was till 2009. I graduated finally from high school. And the Salesian, I will have far. But then there was a lot of criteria. You must have 5 credits because of the as a province at that time, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, in all these British countries, colonial countries, the requirement, the university requirement is 5 credits to go to. But unlike Liberia, we're not colonized by a country, but by an association, American. Yes, an American association. So we hide behind and say we're colonized by America, but not really, by an association that were in charge of resettling slaves. So our own criteria is not the same as these other countries. So To have a 5 credit used to be difficult. So when I
Mhm.
graduated from high school, I did not have 5 credit,
Mhm.
but I was eligible to go to university.
Oh, okay.
So that was the problem. And then the sergeant said, I'll have fun. I said, this is it. I don't have 5 credit.
Mhm.
So I got a little bit discouraged at that point. I said, it's better I go to school because you don't know if you get the 5 credit.
Yeah.
But then everywhere, there's corruption everywhere also.
Mhm.
So they say I should go and write the exam again. But in my country, to go and write the exam when you have not failed, the authority or the WAEC authority think that you are challenging them.
Oh, okay.
And so you will fail. You will fail. Or if you tell them, no, I have found an opportunity here, they
Mhm.
think that you have made it in life.
Mhm.
And so you have to buy that pass mark from them. Because imagine you say, I have a scholarship. So you have gained a scholarship that will prevent you paying university school fee.
Mhm.
So even if they tell you pay $500 as compared to your school fee, you'll be willing to pay just
Oh,
to
yeah.
get that mark. So I went, I said, I want, but the Salesians have already told me before then the provincial came, Father George, say, how far this? I say, I don't have the 5 credit. But in between then, they were giving the university entrance. I went, I took the entrance,
Mhm.
my name came up, so I was eligible to go.
Yeah.
So I showed to the provincial, I said, well, I have passed entrance and I want to go there. And he said, well, but do you want to be a Salesian? I said, yes, I want to be. He said, okay, don't worry, you go. Prepare your things. But 2009, it was already late to come. So they asked me to wait 2010, then I'll come to join the other. So while waiting, the priest there asked me, instead of you just waiting, why can't you just go and write the WAEC again
Mhm.
and see if you. So it was in that process, running like this. All those I knew that corruption is possible. So okay, from the beginning, I thought I could, but where will I get the money?
Mhm.
So I went to one of my cousins. Then she was walking to a prestigious place, and I narrated the story to her that this is what I want to do, but I don't have the criteria, and to have the criteria, these people asked me for this amount of money. And she told me one thing that later kept me going and helped me even today in a lot of ways with a lot of things. She said, Julius, I have the money, but I will not give you.
Mm.
Why? Because she said, if it is university now to bribe your way there, I can help you. But this is the work of God. It is not you that force yourself to serve God. It is
Wow.
God that calls you.
Wow.
So just go. Go and write the WAEC. If you fail, even if you fail, if it is God's way for you to be that priest, they will still call you. They will give you opportunity. So with that hope, then she gave me a rosary. Go and pray this rosary, and everything will be fine. And so I reluctantly went to write the WAEC. I did not still get the 5 credit. I only got additional 1 credit to the previous 1 credit that I had. That make it 2 credits. so I got a little bit discouraged again, but then later, so later they said, no, don't worry, you are going, get your documents and this and that.
Wow.
And that is so I used to tell, I was the first candidate to leave Liberia without the 5 credits. Without the 5 credit requirement. And that is how I began the pre-novitiate in Nigeria, and the rest followed.
Oh God! So after the pre-novitiate, Ghana novitiate, you came back to Nigeria, as you said earlier in your introduction. You came back to Nigeria for the post-novitiate, that is the philosophical studies. Yeah. And after then, what happened?
After the philosophy, I was sent to Sierra Leone, also a country bordering Liberia, to do my practical training. And there, as a practical training, I was fortunate because the provincial also that gave me obedience to go practical training finished his time at that point, and he came there as my rector in the house. So he was my rector, and there we work with street children. Okay. It's a very big project: street boys, prisoners, street girls, domestic violence victims, all those. So it was a very, for me, I felt in touch with reality, in fact, with the mission of Jesus, that he came to set prisoners free. He came to, so I really felt this is the mission, and it really helped to reinforce my commitment,
Exactly.
my desire
Your initial
to,
motivation.
to be a Salesian, to continue to be a Salesian. So I stayed there from 2016 to 2017 because I was supposed to go 2015, but I was delayed by Ebola. So,
Okay, yeah, that's another story. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So after then, you went to theology. That was in
Cameroon.
Cameroon. Okay, you went to
Yes.
theology in Cameroon.
Yeah.
How was it there, Cameroon?
Yeah.
People.
In Cameroon, it was very nice from the beginning because I thought I knew a little bit of French. Because I had been in due to civil war in Liberia. I had been in Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay.
I had been in Guinea Conakry, but we never did anything official in French. But I could hear bonjour, bonsoir, comment. So for my mind, I think I know French. So when they ask me, do you know? I say yes, I can try. So they send me Cameroon, go and do theology in French.
Wow.
When I went first semester, because we stay in the community, my friends, bonjour, comment tu t'appelles? I thought yes, I was still responding. But when we enter class, first week, headache. Second week, headache because I'm not understanding anything teacher is talking. Teacher is dictating. He's cracking joke. I'm writing. I don't know that. Yeah, stop dictating it. And my friend would say, no, that one is talking. It's not part of it. I say, I can't do it. So,
God.
Then I wrote to bro. I said, no, this thing is not. I cannot continue like this. I need to stop. I need a break. So the provincial said, no problem. Take your time. So I stopped.
Okay.
The first semester. That was in November. We started October. So November I stopped. And I reinforced my French from November, December, and January, I can say. February, when they started the second semester, I joined them from second semester, and I continued till the final year. Final year, I had to join the first semester that I missed from first year,
exactly.
And then I did everything. That was the end of theology.
Great, wonderful story, man. I kept laughing my stomach out. Beautiful experience in Cameroon. Beautiful experience. We had the same story in Italy. Well, that's story for another day. Interesting. So now you're a priest. Looking back at your vocation history, would you say you are satisfied with what you're doing?
Yes, I'm very, very satisfied. Being satisfied doesn't mean we don't have not encountered difficulties. I've not at some moment even been doubtful.
Okay.
But when I look at everything as a whole, I feel very satisfied because what keeps me going, the initial motivation I can say is to serve young people. So sometimes, and even if sometimes some of the same annoyances can come from the same young people,
exactly.
But it's a single young person.
Yeah.
You don't reduce the general young people to a single person.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things but then this motivation keep me moving to serve young people. And among young people, there are a lot of different qualities of young people, but we are got to work with them, and that is it. Even to live in community with conference, you encounter a lot of difficulties, but then you remind yourself that everybody has a different background, different orientation, and you don't have to summarize life, the meaning of life, to certain specific events of life, maybe confrontation between a conference and yourself. You start to summarize the whole life around that situation. No, it doesn't work like that. So
just like what Victor Franklin said, that if life has a meaning at all, difficulty also has its meaning.
For sure.
So it's total. It's a wholesome reality for us. So that does not, as you said rightly, that it does not stop you from being satisfied. Because what makes you satisfied is something interior, inner. Is that thing, that motivation that keeps pushing you. And whatever happens, they are all peripherals. They just little things here and there that will not stand, will not remain forever.
Yes.
They just come and go, come and go, come and go. So, Father Julius never thought about becoming a priest. He even made jest of somebody who wants to go and become a priest. He just went there reluctantly. And today, he is a full-fledged priest who is fulfilled in what he is doing. So, Father Julius, this is a wonderful one. Please, can you just give us some words of advice for young people who want to follow the same path, who are thinking of what to do, but they don't know what to do, and hearing your story, they would like to follow this path? Kindly say one or two things to them.
So for me, my message to young people, to people who are still searching, is that God works in mysterious ways. God can use the little or at least a situation to communicate a very big message to us. So we should be very attentive, especially to the very little details of life, because those can be the real moments that He wants to communicate something special to us. And secondly is, we can never bribe our way into anything. If imagine, I used to ask myself, if I paid money to get requirement, and at the end of the day, even maybe you don't become the priest, you always, or maybe at the end you become the priest, you feel that yes, it's my right, I bought it, I spend money to become this priest. No, the gift of God for us is free. That is why it's a gift. So the advice of my auntie keep coming to my head: you don't bribe your way to serve God. Seriously, don't bribe your way. If it is God's will for you, things will go.
Yeah.
Things will flow naturally, even with difficulties, but whenever you encounter those difficulties, God will always find a way that you will overcome it, and at the end you will be happy. So be open also to the call of God, because some of us, we are not open. We already have a fixed mind. This is what I had also, but then at a point I opened myself, and this is where I find myself. So let us be open to the call of God, where it can be to priest, the religious life also, but to many other aspects of life, we need to be attentive to what God wants from us. It can come from meditation, but also from having a spiritual director, having good companies, friends, and this and like my own was just a chance. So
good. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time with you. I think this is my first time of actually having a deep conversation with you, and we are doing it first time here on at 43 Studio. It's quite interesting, but I have learned a lot from you, from your story, from your experiences, and I believe our viewers also have learned from your stories. So this is the end of this episode of Vocation. Stay tuned for more episodes. I am your host, Tony Mabio. Bye.